Hello, back again, guys. I don't know if anyone's noticed something a bit strange about me as of late. I've been bitten by a cobra, and for some reason I haven't been the same for a while. So, forgive me if I've been a bit, different lately. But when a cobra bites you, it's very interesting the effect it has on you. I'll leave you to wonder what I'm really getting at. Anyways. Stuff has been going on, stuff has been happening, and I was checking some stuff out and I saw something and I was like, there's no way this is happening. Then I went on my channel and Andre Corbell, if that's how I say your name, I apologise if I've got it wrong, did a video on this and I was like, what? No! So I checked out, went for some reliable sources. Wikipedia isn't one of them, by the way. And let's just talk about this. Let's cut straight to the chase. Quinton Rampage Jackson has signed, not to resign with the UFC, but has signed with Bellator MMA. And my thoughts on that, because it's a two-part story. With Bellator MMA, it was obvious that there had been some tension with Rampage and the UFC. That relationship had really kind of degenerated and rotted throughout the last 2 years. Lots of frustration, lots of things publicly said by Rampage that he wanted to get out and he's gone and he's not coming back. And I think maybe some of that might have been a negotiation ploy, maybe not, but you can tell there was something wrong in that relationship between the two companies. And I've done a video on that before and I've talked about, the problems that it had and, my opinions of it and why I think that if you look on his side, they're in the wrong. If you look at it on their side, he's in the wrong. Either way, when a relationship gets sour and it's time to, you're at that point where you're just miserable, you have to go. And I know a lot of people would say, well, why would you leave the number one organisation in the world? And if you're unhappy and that place makes you unhappy, it doesn't matter that it's the number one organisation in the world. If you're unhappy, you're not going to be the same and it's going to affect every aspect of your life, your personal life, your professional life, everything. It's just going to... It's a burden to carry that, and if that was the case, then maybe that was the right thing for him to do. Now, signing him to Bellator MMA, that's a big thing for Bellator. That's a huge acquisition for them, although it depends how you look at it. I look at it like this. We kind of don't know where Rampage is at, in a way, because, in a lot of ways you can say he hasn't evolved enough. He's still physically in great shape when he wants to be, but he has become pretty much a wrestling defense, boxing type guy, and he's, not using other arsenals and other weapons, but he has acknowledged that, and that maybe he needs to evolve. But then I've also heard him say he just wants to fight to entertain. He's not really, about the winning or the losing. I will say that signing him is a good acquisition. If Bellator can have a motivated, happy, well-trained, fine-tuned Quinton Rampage Jackson, I expect some big things, some big fights, and some exciting moments for the promotion. And that could really give the promotion a lift, signing a guy with his name value and his potential drawing ability. So that's a very, very good thing, and it's, part of this Bellator Spike TV deal. And it'll be interesting to see what they kind of put into him given his personality and his charisma. And now we talk about his personality and charisma because this now links to the second part of what is out there. And if you've been following TNA Wrestling, you have probably been aware that Dixie Carter has been making comments alluding to some free agent that she has apparently signed and that the ink is dry on the contract. And there have been many rumours that it was RVD. There was rumours that it was MVP. There were rumours that it was somebody like from the WWE. I know someone even went as crazy as thinking it was CM Punk. I know some people thought The Rock, which was like, whoa, really? The Rock? Some people thought it would be Okada or somebody from Japan. There was a lot of different speculation. And now I believe, given the news that he has signed with Bellator MMA, and it's also alleged that he has signed a similar contract to the one King Mo has signed, that Quinton Rampage Jackson will actually be signed with and be a part of TNA Wrestling, and it might be him, or pretty much all fingers point that it is him, that he is the hot free agent that has signed to TNA Wrestling. Now, my thoughts on that, a lot of people might not know this, but Quinton Rampage Jackson, from what I understand, initially wanted to be a professional wrestler and actually was looking into training to be a professional wrestler, but fighting got him first. And I do know that during his childhood, as he's growing up, he was a big pro wrestling fan. And there are some elements there where you can kind of see it, the way he carries himself, the colourful personality. Kind of reminds a lot of people of a modern day version of the Junkyard Dog in a lot of ways, with the chain around the neck and stuff. And there were a lot of pro wrestling references that he has made, and then he kind of stopped talking about it for a while, and I heard that he even used to go backstage to SmackDown and Raw tapings. Back in 2003, there's a pretty interesting story about Rampage and The Undertaker, which maybe I'll share for another time, or actually, do you know what, I'll get to it right now. Apparently Rampage and Undertaker bumped into each other. He went to introduce himself and Undertaker blew him off, and apparently that really affected him, and he was very disappointed by that. So yeah, that's the story there. But fast forward to right now, he has made comments that he wants to do pro wrestling and he would consider doing pro wrestling. Not surprised that he's not with WWE, because I don't think he wants to do that schedule yet. With TNA, it's a little more easier. Maybe he can do a few days a week. How is he going to adjust? Now, I will say this. Quinton Rampage Jackson has a lot of charisma, a lot of presence, a lot of personality. He can get your attention. If he is allowed to be himself, he will do very, very well. Now, if he is scripted and homogenized and pasteurized and, done all these things, then it might not work as well. But I think he could work well, maybe in small doses and you ease him in. How is he going to deal with the training of pro wrestling? That would be an interesting question. If he can adjust to it well, because he's a hell of an athlete when he wants to be, he could be a hell of a pro wrestler. Who knows? But it's very interesting. Now, what does this mean for TNA? Is this going to change their fortunes? Is this going to give them the publicity that they want? Perhaps. Do I think it's going to move the needle? I'm not too sure, and I am skeptical about that, because we've seen a lot of people go over: Hulk Hogan, Jeff Hardy, RVD, Christian, Kurt Angle, Booker T. A lot of people, and the needle hasn't really moved much. And maybe a guy like Quinton Jackson, who is a crossover star given his MMA popularity, his television exposure that he's had on and film exposure, perhaps potentially they could do it. And if it's promoted right and he's promoted properly, then it could be very successful. But my faith in TNA promoting it right and successfully is kind of, we've seen where they've gone before. But I'll give them credit. They've actually signed someone that's relevant. This isn't them signing Adam Pac-Man Jones or some hick NASCAR driver that nobody knows about, or some Tennessee Titan that nobody knows about. This is actually someone that is world-renowned and worldwide known. So I'll give them credit to signing that. I personally want to wish for the best for him. I hope he makes money. I hope he's successful. I hope he's happy. I hope that, he can... I hope that TNA do well, because, look, guys, I don't hate TNA. I want them to do well. And I hope that maybe if this is done right, that they could, go further with it. Who knows? And what does this mean for King Mo as well? Are they going to be in some kind of alliance on TV? Who knows? But anyways, guys, I'm going to stop. And this is a perfect opportunity, because I actually want to know what the pro wrestling fans think and the MMA fans think. And guys, it's okay. You can talk to each other. This is not Arsenal and Tottenham fans interacting with each other. Okay? This is not the Montagues and the Capulets interacting with each other. It's okay. You can interact with each other. You can disagree with each other. You can agree with each other. Listen, MMA fans, pro wrestling is not as dirty as you think it is. And pro wrestling fans, MMA fans are not as elitist as you might believe. Just interact with each other. Give it a try. You never know what will happen. Anyways, I'm going to stop. I'm going to wrap up. I've got a message from a cobra that wants to bite me again. I'm going to head out. Guys, take care. And also, one more thing. Remember the joke I said about if you want to scare a woman away, tell her you watch pro wrestling? That hasn't worked. And I told this person I watch pro wrestling. For some reason, they're still sticking around. So, guys, if you find a woman like that, that's a unicorn. Don't let that go. Anyways, I'm going to stop. If you haven't seen me before, I make wrestling videos, I make MMA videos, I make videos about boxing. Feel free to check out all of my past videos. Comment, rate, subscribe, share, talk, chat, interact. Watch it off your BlackBerry, watch it off your iPhone, watch it off your laptop, watch it off your computer, watch it off your smart TV, whatever you want. Let me know. Guys, I'm going to head out. I'm getting tired. And peace. Oh yeah, hope you like the t-shirt. Tattooed woman with boobs. See you later.